This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening. An extensive search operation is underway in Tasmania's far south tonight, with a 66-year-old man missing in the Strathblane area. Police say the man's partner raised the alarm after he failed to return from a bushwalk. Our reporter Jacqueline Robson joined us a short time ago.
Well, Rachel, police hold grave concerns for the man who is on medication and has now been missing in bushland for more than 24 hours. The alarm was raised by his partner yesterday morning. The pair, both from Launceston, were walking on the Duck Hole Lake track near Strathblane when they became separated and he failed to return to the car.
Knowing that he had a medical condition, we immediately deployed resources to that area yesterday afternoon to locate the individual.
Now, Rachel, the extensive search operation has been ongoing through last night into today and is expected tonight. It's on top of another search operation for a missing woman in her 50s. She's been missing since Friday and it's believed she fell from her boat.
Today that we've deployed the police helicopter in that area again to saturate the area, and we've also had the Marine Police deploy a vessel in the bay.
Police say they do still hold hope to find both missing people alive. They'll make another assessment of both search operations tomorrow morning. Rachel?
OK, thank you for that update, Jacqueline. A 78-year-old East Devonport man has died after his car veered off the Frankfurt Road. Police say the man was the only occupant of the car and died at the scene. The road was closed for more than 4 hours between Harford Township and Birralee Road. The cause of the crash is being investigated. The Premier has given the Hobart Lord Mayor a ringing endorsement as she seeks pre-selection for the upcoming state election. Sue Hickey hopes to run for the Liberal Party in the seat of Denison. The opposition saying it's proof the government fears for its southern seats.
After months of speculation, today it's official. The Hobart Lord Mayor confirming she will seek pre-selection by the Liberal Party in the upcoming state election.
What really hit me was that if we didn't have continuing stable government, I think it would be very bad for the economy of Hobart.
Sue Hickey will have to be endorsed by the party but already has the backing of the Premier.
We have a ready-made candidate of the highest order. She has a tremendous track record as a representative of local government, very strong connections in our community.
The opposition says it smells of desperation by the government after losing a high-profile Denison MP.
Sue's now been encouraged to seek pre-selection in Denison when just a number of weeks ago she was being encouraged to run in Franklin. Obviously the resignation of Matthew Grooms forced the government to do something a little bit different because they know they are very vulnerable.
The at times outspoken Lord Mayor is set to appeal to the left-leaning Denison voters, vowing to stick to her guns despite running under a Liberal banner.
I think everyone would be surprised if I suddenly became a very wishy-washy politician. I will still be a strong advocate for the causes that I believe in.
The Premier says pre-selection is due in coming weeks, looking to increase female representation.
We are making steps in the right direction. We'll have a strong, balanced team at the next election, which is what Tasmanians would want and expect.
We'll wait and see. The Liberal Party certainly have a lot of catching up to do if they really want to represent the Tasmanian community fairly and equitably.
The state election is expected in March. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Grieving families have gathered today to mark Tasmania's first ever Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day. The special memorial service saw many releasing flowers into the River Derwent in memory of their lost children.
A flower for each soul lost, swept away at sea in an emotional tribute to the lives of babies who passed away. Grieving families remembering their loved ones at the Bears for Hope Memorial Service.
It's a day where parents, bereaved parents who've lost a baby through miscarriage or stillbirth or an infancy, come together and really take comfort in being together and celebrate and remember the lives of their babies.
I was in labour when we found out that our baby no longer had a heartbeat, and it's heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. It's just I wouldn't wish it upon anybody.
The day aims to raise awareness around the number of deaths in Tasmania each year. It comes after Maria Bond campaigned for the Tasmanian government to officially recognise the day.
We do know that in Tasmania each year there's approximately 60 pregnancies or stillborn babies that are lost each year. That's incredibly challenging for mums and dads and extended family members.
An estimated 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage in Australia each year. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
Hobart triathlete Alex Hunt has claimed his 3rd Freycinet Challenge in a row in picture-perfect conditions on the state's east coast. And with competitor and spectator numbers well up on previous years, the new organisers say this weekend was only the beginning of bigger and better things to come for the iconic event. It's the first time in 16 years the challenge has seen a change in organisers, and Mark Padgett and his team couldn't have asked for better than this.
We've all been previous competitors. I competed in this event as an individual for 7 years, so I didn't want to see it, collapse.
After a full day of competition yesterday, day 2 began with a 10-kilometre kayak, followed by 60 kilometres on the road and mountain bikes, and finishing off with a 9.5-kilometre run along the Freycinet Peninsula.
I think the changes that we've made have been well received. They're changes that the competitors are given through a feedback last year, and we've responded to that.
And so did the community, with both competitor and spectator numbers the highest they've been in years.
Just sensational. The paddle this morning was just stunning. Crystal clear water, mirror-like finish, looking over at the hazards. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat.
Hunt also proving hard to beat, leading every step of the way throughout the weekend to take the individual title for the 3rd year in a row. But with the new organisers confident the popularity of this weekend's challenge was enough to put the event back on the multi-sport map, competition is expected to be a lot more fierce in the coming years.
Yeah, they've talked possibly about getting obviously some blokes from the mainland over and maybe even a couple of Kiwis that I've raced against and one of them I've raced with, so it'd be really exciting if we got those blokes over.
The event's not really about the elites, it's about families, and we want to really encourage families to come down here for the weekend and compete as part of teams. That's where I think the growth in the event will happen.
Hobart's Cameron Werth has cemented his place amongst the world's best Ironman, finishing 17th in a field of more than 2,000 competitors at the Kona Ironman World Championship in Hawaii. Werth led for most of the 180-kilometre bike leg, setting a course record heading into the final transition. But he couldn't keep up the pace, slipping from podium contention throughout the 42-kilometre run leg to finish in a time of just over 8 hours and 30 minutes, around half an hour behind winner Patrick Lang. It was Werth's first attempt at the event. And Werth wasn't the only Tasmanian athlete doing the state proud today, with the self-proclaimed King of King Island, Stewart McSwain, continuing his impressive 2017, taking out the 10-kilometre race at the annual Melbourne Marathon Festival, blitzing the field in a time of 29 minutes and 33 seconds.
Good evening. A gorgeous sunny day across most of the state today. 27 was the high recorded on the coast at St Helens. Burnie 25 degrees, Hobart 24 and Launceston 23. Wynyard made it to 25 today, 24 at Friendly Beaches and Ooze, Grove 23 and 21 for Maria Island. Lyowini warm today with 20. Those northerly breezes keeping northern coastal temperatures down, Low Head 17 and Strawn and Flinders Island 15, while King Island reached 14. The satellite shows an extensive mass of low-level cloud near the west of Tasmania and just south of the Bight. There's middle and high-level cloud about northern New South Wales and most of eastern Queensland. A patchy cloud band stretches across parts of WA, and the rest of the country is mostly cloud-free. The close-up shows mostly clear skies over much of Tasmania today, with low-level cloud persisting over the western fringes and over Bass Strait. Tomorrow's chart shows the high centre now over the Tasman Sea, extending a ridge over Tasmania and into central Australia. Variable winds 5 to 15 knots tending north to northeasterly, with inshore afternoon sea breezes, seas around 1 metre. Tomorrow's forecast is looking good for the south of the state, partly cloudy and 22 for Hobart and Dover, ooze and early fog and then a sunny 26. Launceston also expecting morning fog, then sunny with 22, 16 and partly cloudy in Devonport, Scottsdale 19 degrees. Partly cloudy across the west with 16 for both Burnie and Stanley, Strawn 19. Now to the east and cloud clearing in St Helens with 23 the expected high, partly cloudy 24 for Swansea and Ross. UV mostly 7s across the state, which is high apart from Hobart with a moderate 5. Fine weather for Tuesday, coastal sea breezes in the north and east. Wednesday, fine apart from showers in the west during the evening. Thursday, showers contracting to the west and far south during the afternoon. A look to the mainland now, Darwin 33 with a possible shower or storm. Similar conditions for Cairns 29. Sunny in Alice Springs and Adelaide, mostly sunny for Canberra. Sydney 23, partly cloudy. Rain at times for Brisbane 22 and Melbourne becoming sunny 26 degrees. And currently it's mostly clear in Hobart, 15, Launceston clear 19, Devonport 15 and clear. Well, Rachel, it certainly was Sunday today, and it looks like there's more sunshine on the way for most of the state.
You might share Peter Murphy's name, but I don't think you need to take up his humour. Thanks for that, Carmen. Well, before we leave you tonight, a young koala has hitchhiked a ride to safety on a dairy farm in Western Victoria. After being frightened by farm dogs and nearly ending up in a pond, the relieved rider was happy to cling onto a quad bike. Farmer Lee Clark took his new mate back to the sheds. He ran up a tree, apparently none the worse for his adventure. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to your company tomorrow night. Good night.